Remittance will reduce in India in 2023. Slow growth in OECD economies will be the reason, World Bank estimated. First mRNA vaccine against Omicron. This vaccine is developed in India, will be formally launched soon. Tapas 201 UAV created history. Navy in association with DRDO controlled from ground station. Test was successful. United Nations adopts Treaty on the High Seas, steps taken for conservation of marine life. 193 countries supported the treaty. And Araku coffee and black pepper get organic certification. It is cultivated under the cooperative farming system. This coffee is found in the forest of the islands of Ethiopia. Recently, the central government has constituted an expert panel under the leadership of former Law Secretary T.K. Vishwanathan. Its purpose is to make recommendations for reforms in the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. Also, settlement of cases through arbitration is to reduce the burden of litigations in the courts. There are 15 members in this committee. The committee has to submit its report within 30 days. The government has entrusted the committee with the task of evaluating and analyzing the operation of the present arbitration ecosystem of the country, including the functioning of the Arbitration Act. Along with this, it has been set to create a framework of a model arbitration system which is efficient, effective, and cost-effective in line with the needs of the present. Apart from this, a strategy has to be prepared for developing a competitive environment for arbitration services at the domestic and international level. Under arbitration, the parties concerned opt for private dispute resolution with the help of mediators without the intervention of courts. Its decision is binding in nature. Conciliation is a process in which a third party helps to resolve a dispute through agreement. The person authorized to do this work is called conciliator. Currently, there are 3 ways to settle a dispute. It includes traditional dispute resolution, ADR, that is alternative dispute resolution, and hybrid methods of dispute resolution. Under traditional dispute resolution, the matter is settled by the court in accordance with the established procedure, whereas ADR is a more flexible and party-centered process. It includes negotiation, conciliation, and mediation. In the Code of Civil Procedure 1908, Section 89 talks about ADR. Hybrid method combines these 2 processes. The Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996 deals with domestic and international commercial arbitration. Recently, a man belonging to Surat, Gujarat became a father through surrogacy. Media reports described him as the last single Indian to become a father through surrogacy. In fact, according to the Surrogacy Regulation Act, single men and women, live-in couples and same-sex couples are no longer eligible to become parents through surrogacy. Talking about the Surrogacy Regulation Act 2021, according to this, women who are widowed or divorced can be benefited from it. Along with this, legally married women and men can also have a child through surrogacy. It bans commercial surrogacy. Let us tell you that when the surrogate mother is provided cash along with basic facilities during the process of surrogacy, it is called commercial surrogacy. On the other hand, in altruistic surrogacy, only basic medical expenses are provided to the surrogate mother. However, the law allows only altruistic surrogacy. Along with this, some rules have been made for the surrogate mother. As per the Act, only a married woman can become a surrogate mother. Also, a woman can become a surrogate mother only once in life. Only a close relative of the couple wishing to have a child can become a surrogate mother. Surrogacy is an arrangement in which a woman agrees to give birth to a child on behalf of an individual or a couple or the intended parents. In other words, the woman rents her womb to give birth to someone else's child. Here the woman is called a surrogate. On June 12th, World Child Labour Prohibition Day was celebrated. The day is celebrated to encourage people to take strong action against child labour and eliminate it completely. This time its theme was social justice for all and child labor. Many shocking facts related to child trafficking have come to the fore. According to reports, a new form of child trafficking has been seen since the 2020 lockdown. 1 in 3 children worldwide is a victim of trafficking. This is even more serious in the context of low-income countries. According to the International Labour Organization, 12% of those in forced labour are children. According to NCRB, that is National Crime Records Bureau, 8 children were trafficked in India every day in 2021 for labour, begging and sexual exploitation. The report also said that out of a total 4,700 trafficked people in the year 2020, 1,377 were minor boys and 845 were minor girls. According to the report, a child goes missing in India every 8 minutes. The biggest drawback in this case is that the criminal conviction rate is less than 10%. Although India has set a target of eliminating child labour by 2025. According to the Migration and Development Brief released by the World Bank recently, India's remittances are projected to grow at a slower growth of 0.2% for the year 2023, whereas in the year 2022, this rate was increased by 24%. The rate of remittances sent by citizens of a country living abroad to their home country is called remittance flow or remittance inflow. Slow growth in OECD economies is being considered as the main reason for the decrease in India's remittance flow. Remittances are likely to be affected due to a slowdown in demand for information technology workers, especially in high-tech sector in the US. OECD, that is Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, is a group of 38 high-income democratic countries. Apart from this, the fall in oil prices in the Gulf Cooperation Council countries has also reduced the demand of expatriates, which is another important reason for the slow growth of remittances. About 36% of India's remittances come from high-skilled and largely high-tech migrants who live in 3 high-income countries, the US, the United Kingdom and the Singapore. Apart from these countries, most of the low-skilled workers prefer Gulf countries for migration. High energy prices and low food price inflation are the main reasons for migration of low-skilled workers to the Gulf countries. Remittance flow from the Gulf Cooperation Council countries today accounts for about 28% of India's total flow. According to the World Bank, the global remittance growth rate is expected to increase to 2.0% in 2024, which will lead to an increase of $18 billion in inflows. ASCI, that is Advertising Standards Council of India, and the Department of Consumer Affairs together held a meeting with the stakeholders on dark patterns. In this, the Advertising Standards Council of India has issued guidelines on dark patterns of digital advertisements. It aims to improve transparency and protect the autonomy of users. According to ASCI, the prevalence of dark patterns is increasing in the current online space. This is a big threat to the interest of the consumers. It comes under the purview of unfair trade practices and misleading advertisements under the Consumer Protection Act 2019. Therefore, advertisers need to clearly differentiate between organic and paid ads on their platforms. Basically, dark patterns are unethical UI or UX, that is user interface or user experience interactions. These are designed to confuse users or make them do something they don't want to do. It covers a wide range of manipulative practices such as drip pricing, disguised advertising, bait and click, choice manipulation, false urgency, and privacy concerns. Significantly, the online space in India has grown tremendously in recent years. According to a statistic, in the year 2021, the number of internet connections was around 830 million. In addition, India's consumer digital economy is estimated to reach around $1 trillion by 2030. Let us tell you that ASCI was established in the year 1985. Its headquarters is located in Mumbai. It is a voluntary self-regulatory organization of the advertising industry in India. Recently, India's first indigenous vaccine has been approved against the Omicron variant of corona. This vaccine has been developed by Genova Biopharmaceuticals Limited. According to company officials, the vaccine will be formally launched soon. It is the country's first mRNA vaccine against COVID-19. Significantly, before this, India has manufactured Covishield and Covaxin with indigenous technology. According to the information, the clinical trial data of mRNA vaccine has not been made public. However, it has been said that this vaccine has generated more neutralizing antibodies than the vaccine that has come in the market. Significantly, neutralizing antibodies prevent the coronavirus from spreading within the body. We should tell you that the maintenance of mRNA vaccine is easy. It can be stored at a temperature of 2 to 8 degrees Celsius. Therefore, it can be stored in an ordinary refrigerator. Apart from this vaccine can be injected into the skin through a needle-free system. This system is considered better in terms of security. It reduces the risk of infection for the recipient and the vaccinator. There are mainly 3 components of a needle-less vaccine. It includes injector, needle-less syringe, and a filling adapter. Messenger ribonucleic acid or mRNA is a genetic material. It helps the body to make proteins. This is the reason that the mRNA present in the vaccine helps the cells to make copies of the spike protein. If a person comes in contact with a real virus after getting the mRNA vaccine, then his body is able to fight it. Recently, the indigenously developed Tapas 201 UAV has achieved a new record. Indian Navy and DRDO have successfully tested Tapas to control from ground station. After this test, Tapas was lowered to its place with precision. For this, a ground control station and 2 ship data terminals were set up at INS Subhadra. Let us tell you that Tapas is an unmanned aerial vehicle. It has been developed by DRDO, that is Defense Research and Development Organization. It was first showcased at the Aero India 2023 earlier this year. This aircraft can work non-stop for 18 hours. Tapas is capable of hitting its target even from an altitude of 28,000 feet. It will be used to assist all the 3 forces, land, water and air. It will be used in I-STAR, that is intelligence, surveillance, target acquisition, tracking and reconnaissance. While talking about INS Subhadra, it is a patrol vessel of the Indian Navy. It was inducted into the Indian Navy in 1990. At present, INS Subhadra is used as a launch platform for many missiles along with sea travel. In recent research, a shocking report has come out regarding the axis of the Earth. It has been found that due to excessive use of groundwater, the Earth's axis has tilted towards the east by about 80 centimeters. Along with this, it was also told that from the year 1993 to 2010, about 2,150 billion tons of groundwater has been contained in the ocean. Due to this, an increase of about 6.24 mm has been observed in the seawater level. Significantly, one such study in the year 2016 clarified that the movement of water around the world contributed to the wobble of the Earth's axis. Let us tell you that the Earth revolves around the Sun on a fixed axis. The axis and poles are also unstable due to variations in the Earth's weight distribution. It has been found in many research that the movement of water can affect the rotation of the Earth. According to scientists, the location of groundwater depletion is very important. Where there is more shortage of groundwater, there will be more impact on the axis. According to the study done by Geophysical Research Letters, the highest redistribution of water occurred in Western North America and Northwestern India. Out of this, if we talk about groundwater in India at present, about 95% of the country's groundwater shortage has been found in North India. At the same time, due to the indiscriminate use of groundwater, there has been a huge shortage of groundwater in some states of the country. This list includes Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh, including India's capital Delhi. Whereas in Rajasthan and Gujarat, due to dry climate, the groundwater level is low. Whereas in the South Indian states of Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Telangana and parts of Andhra Pradesh, the availability of groundwater is also low. This deficiency in these states is due to the crystalline nature of the aquifers. Significantly, the researchers have made it clear that the changes caused by groundwater pumping do not pose a climate change risk. However, the polar tilt can have an effect on climate. According to media reports, the Euclid mission will be launched on July 1st. Scientists have talked about collecting more information about the dark side of the universe after the explosion in space with its help. With the help of this mission, 2 components of the universe, dark matter and dark energy, will be investigated. Since dark matter and dark energy remain invisible, their existence has been inferred only by estimating their effects. Last year, there was a plan to launch Euclid from the Russian Soyuz rocket, but due to the Russia-Ukraine war, the European Space Agency ended its contract with the Russian space agency. After this, an agreement was signed with Elon Musk, SpaceX company, to use the Falcon 9 rocket. The cost of this mission is around 1 billion euros. Dark matter is made up of particles without charge or neutral particles. Dark matter does not emit light even though it interacts with gravity. For this reason, these particles are dark. They do not emit light, but like other matter, they also have mass, hence they are called dark matter. Physicists believe that the entire visible part of the universe is made up of only 5% of all matter that exists, while the rest is made up of dark matter and dark energy. All interactions in the universe are the result of 4 fundamental forces acting on particles. These forces are strong nuclear force, weak nuclear force, electromagnetic force, and gravitational force. Dark energy is a theoretical type of energy that acts as a repulsive force acting opposite to gravity. This energy is responsible for the expansion of the universe. It is a kind of anti-gravity which slows down the expansion of the universe. At the same time, dark matter acts as an attractive force which binds the universe together. Recently, the United Nations has adopted the first treaty to protect marine life in the deep sea. Representatives of 193 member states approved the treaty without objection. Under this treaty, a legal framework will be established for the expansion of environmental protection in the high seas. Under the High Seas Treaty, a target has been set to keep 30% of the world's international waters in protected areas by 2030. Under this treaty, a new body will be formed for the protection and management of the high seas. Along with this, rules will also be set for assessing the environmental impact of commercial activities in the oceans. The treaty will be presented at the annual meeting of world leaders at the United Nations General Assembly on 20 September 2023. It will come into force only after it is ratified and signed by 60 countries during the meeting. Significantly earlier, the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea came into force in the year 1994. Under this, marine resources were classified into 3 areas. It includes internal waters, territorial sea, and exclusive economic zone. When it comes to inland waters, it includes the landward waters from the baseline, including rivers, canals, and small creeks. Talking about the territorial sea, it extends up to a distance of 12 nautical miles from the baseline. Its airspace, sea, seabed, and subsoil are owned by the coastal countries, whereas the exclusive economic zone extends up to a distance of 200 nautical miles from the baseline. In this, the coastal countries have the right to search, exploit, conserve, and manage all natural resources. Let us tell you that the sea outside the national boundaries is called the high sea. The high seas cover about half of the Earth's surface. The high seas are also called transboundary waters or international waters. This includes marine ecosystems, rivers, territorial seas, groundwater systems, wetlands, etc. This area is very important from valuable ecological, economic, social, cultural, and scientific point of view. Recently, a rock painting of Mesolithic period has been discovered in Orvakallu village of Guntur district of Andhra Pradesh. The painting shows a man plowing a piece of land. This painting reveals a semi-settled lifestyle of the Mesolithic period in which the people of this community domesticated animals and practiced agriculture. This discovery has been made by D. Kannababu, former superintendent of the Temple Survey Project of the Archaeological Survey of India, Chennai. He made this discovery while surveying the Krishna Valley in order to find out the facts related to the architecture of the temples. Exploration has shown that these caves were the habitats of the prehistoric humans. There are 5 of these naturally formed caves. Rock paintings made by the Mesolithic people are present on the 2 walls and ceiling of these caves. However, some have been badly damaged due to exposure to the wind. These rock paintings date back to around 5000 BC. These rock paintings are related to the social life and cultural aspects of the people living there. Natural white kaolin and red ochre color have been used in the painting. Ochre is a pigment composed of clay, sand, and ferric oxide. Let us tell you that kaolinite is a soft, earthy, and usually white mineral produced by the chemical weathering of aluminium silicate minerals like feldspar. Earlier in the year 2018, archaeologists discovered prehistoric rock art from Dachepalli in Guntur district. These rock arts were built on natural limestone formations dating back to around 1500 to 2000 BCE. Recently, GCC, that is Girijan Cooperative Corporation of Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh, has been awarded organic certificate for its famous Araku coffee and black pepper crops. GCC has been granted organic certification by Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority, that is APITA. Organic certificate is given to those agricultural products whose production, processing, storage, etc. have been done organically according to the prescribed standards. Araku coffee and black pepper products are expected to get more value in the market after getting this certificate. Let us tell you that Girijan Cooperative Corporation is a cooperative society of Andhra Pradesh. The members involved in this organization do cooperative agriculture. Araku coffee and black pepper are grown in an area of 21,104 acres. Araku coffee and black pepper are grown by more than 1,300 tribal farmers from Gondipakalu, Lamasingi, Kappalu, GK Vidhi, Pedavalasa and Eracheruvullu clusters of Chintapalli division and GK Vidhi Mandal of Andhra Pradesh. Araku coffee is cultivated in the protected ecosystem of the valley in the Araku Valley in Andhra Pradesh. This valley has optimum conditions for coffee production. The Araku Valley has warm days and cool nights, providing temperatures suitable for coffee production. Also, the soil of this valley is rich in iron, which helps in slow ripening of the coffee and give its characteristic aroma and taste. Coffees from the Araku region have a somewhat grapefruit-like sourness with mild acidity and a slight sweetness of molasses. Coffee from the Araku Valley sometimes has a honey-like sweetness, sometimes a light wine flavor and sometimes cherry-like fruits. Araku coffee is a species of Arabica coffee native to the forest of the southwestern islands of Ethiopia. Recently, UNDP, that is United Nations Development Programme, released Gender Social Norms Index. The report revealed that 25% of the respondents believe that it is justified for a man to beat his wife. Also, the level of prejudice against women has not seen any improvement in the last decade. The report says that almost 90% of the people still have some or the other prejudice against women. According to the report, almost half of the world's population believes that men are better political leaders than women. As a result, the participation of women in the parliament of countries with more gender bias is less. Apart from this, the political representation of indigenous, migrant and disabled women is also very low. 2 out of 5 respondents believe that men make better business executives than women. They also believe that by not including women in decision making, the world will end up with diversity of perspectives, experiences, abilities, voices, and ideas. Significantly, for the first time, this index was released along with the Human Development Report of the year 2019. The index addresses the root causes of gender inequality which hinder the progress of women and girls. It includes 4 major dimensions: political, educational, economic, and physical integrity. On the basis of these dimensions, people's attitude towards women is tracked. It also shows how prejudiced attitudes and beliefs, gender equality, and human rights. Recently, Niti Aayog and the United Nations signed the Government of India United Nations Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework 2023 to 2027. It will serve as the principal planning and implementation instrument for the United Nations development system at the national level. Let us tell you that this framework coincides with the national vision of India. Its purpose is to achieve those sustainable development goals which are related to gender equality, youth empowerment, and human rights. The framework is based on 4 strategic pillars which relate to the 2030 Agenda: People, Prosperity, Planet, and Participation. The 4 columns comprise the 6 result fields. Under this, overall health, nutrition and food security, quality education, economic development, and fair work have been included. Apart from this, environment, climate watch, that is water, sanitation and hygiene, and resilience are also included. It also includes empowering people, communities and institutions. A joint steering committee will be responsible for the implementation, monitoring and reporting of this framework. It will be established by the Government of India with the help of United Nations. Significantly, this framework was created under the leadership of Niti Aayog. Various ministries, state governments and union territories also participated in it. Apart from this, it was headed by the resident coordinator of the United Nations. Along with this, the information received from the United Nations development system has also been included in it. Significantly, the Sustainable Development Goals were brought by the United Nations in the year 2015. The SDGs were adopted globally to end poverty, protect the earth and bring peace and prosperity by the year 2030. Let us now look at the 5 questions based on the bulletin. Questions for this series are: first question is, with reference to Surrogacy Regulation Act, consider the following statements. 1. According to this, single men and women, live-in couples and same-sex couples are not entitled to become parents through surrogacy. 2. Under this, widow or divorced women can take benefit from surrogacy. 3. Legally married men and women can no longer have children through surrogacy. How many of the above statement or statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none? Next question is, with reference to Tapas 201 UAV, consider the following statements. 1. It is an unmanned aerial vehicle. 2. It has been developed by the Defense Research and Development Organization. 3. It was first showcased at Aero India 2023. How many of the above statement or statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none? Next question is, consider the following statements. A target has been set to keep 30% of the world's international waters in protected areas by 2030 under the Treaty on the High Seas. 2. The sea outside the national boundaries is called the High Seas. 3. The High Seas are also called transboundary waters or international waters. 4. The High Seas include marine ecosystems, rivers, territorial seas, groundwater systems, wetlands, etc. How many of the above statement or statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, only three, or all four? Next question is, consider the following statements. 1. Andhra Pradesh has been awarded organic certification of Araku coffee and black pepper crops. 2. Araku coffee gets its name from the fact that it is grown in the Araku Valley. 3. Organic certificate is given to those agricultural products which have been produced, processed and stored in an organic way according to the prescribed standards. How many of the above statement or statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none? Next question is, with reference to the Government of India United Nations Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework 2023 to 2027, consider the following statements. 1. It is based on 4 strategic pillars which are related to the 2030 Agenda, People, Prosperity, Planet and Participation. 2. Its implementation, monitoring and reporting will be done by a joint steering committee. 3. It has been prepared by Niti Aayog. How many of the above statement or statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none? Recently, the 9th International Yoga Day was organized. This year, the theme of Yoga Day was One World, One Health on the principle of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. This theme has been chosen by the Ministry of Ayush. Significantly, every year on 21st June, International Yoga Day is celebrated. Globally, Yoga Day has been started by India. Yoga Day was celebrated internationally for the first time on 21st June 2015. Let us tell you that June 21 has special significance in Indian culture, and this was the major reason for selection of this day as the International Yoga Day. Actually, this date is the longest day in the Northern Hemisphere, which is called summer solstice. In the past, the Rath Yatra that starts from the holy place of Jagannath in Puri, Odisha has started. This yatra is taken out every year on the second date of Shukla Paksh in the month of Ashad. The yatra ends with the return of Lord Jagannath on the 11th day of the Shukla Paksh. Let us tell you that this temple located in Puri is one of Char Dhams. In this temple, Sri Krishna, considered to be the 8th incarnation of Lord Vishnu, along with his brother Balram and sister Subhadra, are worshipped. Generally, idols made of stone are installed in temples, but the speciality of this dham is that the idols made of wood are present here. The chariots of Jagannath, Subhadra and Balbhadra present here are called Nandighosh, Taldhwaj and Devdalana respectively. In this, Lord Jagannath's chariot is red and yellow, while his sister Subhadra's chariot is red and black, whereas the red and green colored chariot belongs to Lord Balram. Recently, it has been announced that the Gandhi Peace Prize for the year 2021 will be awarded to Geeta Press of Gorakhpur. It will be given this award for its contribution towards social, economic and political change through non-violent and other Gandhian methods. Let us tell you that Gandhi Peace Prize is an annual award established by the Government of India. It was established in the year 1995 on the occasion of the 125th birth anniversary of the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. All persons irrespective of nationality, language, caste are eligible for this prize. In this, an amount of 1 crore rupees is given to the winner. Along with this, a citation and a piece related to a traditional handicraft are also awarded. The jury of this award is headed by the Prime Minister. Significantly, the first winner of the Gandhi Peace Prize was Julius Nyerere. He won this award in the year 1995. Nyerere was a Tanzanian politician. Apart from these, the list of winners of this award includes Dr. Nelson Mandela, ISRO, Ramakrishna Mission, Akshay Patra and Sulabh International, etc. Recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi mentioned Miyawaki Forest during a program. Let us tell you that Miyawaki is the best technique to grow a forest in a small space. This method was invented by the Japanese botanist Akira Miyawaki. Hence, this method is named after him. He developed this method in the year 1970. It consists of flower garden, timber garden, medicinal garden, mixed species group and a digital orientation center. Significantly, the place where forest is to be planted with this technique, its fertility is increased by adding organic manure, husk and coconut jute to the soil. After this, the plants are planted at a distance of half feet by adding manure. After this, grass and dry leaves are put on the ground. This is done so that the soil moisture remains intact. The creation of Miyawaki Forest is being seen as a better option to fight pollution and climate change. Saplings are being planted under this initiative in several states of India, including Gujarat, Uttarakhand, Maharashtra, Kerala, Karnataka and Telangana. Let us tell you that in Miyawaki method, priority is usually given to local species only. Recently, WHO, that is World Health Organization, issued medical product alert. This alert has been issued after the death of some people in Gambia and Uzbekistan. However, before this, WHO had ordered investigation against 20 toxic drugs. These medicines are mainly made in India and Indonesia. According to WHO, all the drugs included in the list of toxic drugs are syrups. These include cough syrup, paracetamol and vitamin syrups. Significantly, a medical product alert is issued when a drug or medical product is tested and found to be a threat to public health. Also, the risk associated with the product extend beyond the country where the product is discovered. Let us tell you that substances called diethylene glycol and ethylene glycol were found in these syrups and these are poisonous alcohols. Recently, the representatives of the Paris Agreement held a session in Bonn, Germany. In this, some major decisions were taken regarding the COP28 to be held in Dubai. However, a major achievement in this has come in the form of GST, that is Global Stocktake. This discussion produced a brief framework on the elements to be included in the stocktake exercise but will be finalized at COP28. Let us tell you that concept of global stocktake was brought in the Paris Agreement of 2015. Its purpose is to assess the progress in the fight against climate change. Recently, a research was published in Science Advances magazine. The research is about the discovery of the remains of a new species of duck-billed herbivorous dinosaur previously unknown in the southern hemisphere. Scientists have named it Gonkoken nanoi. Let us tell you that this name is derived from the Tehulich language. According to scientists, the length of the discovered remains is 4 meters and the weight is 1 ton. Dinosaurs are believed to have lived in the southern part of present-day Chilean Patagonia around 72 million years ago. NHAI, that is National Highways Authority of India, has launched knowledge sharing platform. It aims to promote holistic development by encouraging innovative use of recycled materials such as fly ash and plastic waste. It aims to share knowledge in areas such as road design, construction, road safety and environmental sustainability. It also allows experts and citizens to upload video clips, PowerPoint presentation and PDF files. It will be reviewed by NHAI officials for possible implementation. Recently, IndusX, that is India-United States Defense Acceleration Ecosystem, was launched in Washington, D.C. The event is jointly organized by the Indus Department of Defense and the US-India Business Council. Through this, defense industrial cooperation will get a boost. It will also open new doors for innovations in technology and manufacturing. IndusX will create jobs in both the countries, that is India and US, and promote global peace, security and prosperity. Recently, the government has decided to integrate the Child Helpline Service with the Emergency Response Support System 112. This will be linked under the One Nation, One Helpline thinking. Its objective is to nurture and energize children through responsible and accountable administration. Also to assist in the repatriation and welfare of children in distress. Child Helpline services have also been integrated with other emergency services such as police, fire and ambulance departments. Initially, it will be implemented in 9 states and union territories. Later, it will be implemented in all the states and remaining union territories. Recently, the annual Gender Gap Report 2023 of the World Economic Forum has been released. In this, India ranked 127th out of the 146 countries in terms of gender equality. In this sense, this report was satisfactory for India as it has gained 8 points compared to last year. Earlier in the year 2022, India was ranked 135th. Significantly, in the 2023 index, the neighboring country Pakistan has got 142, Bangladesh 59, China 107, Nepal 116, Sri Lanka 115, and Bhutan 103. At the same time, Iceland remained the country with the most gender equality in the world for the 14th consecutive year.